Oh my gosh, hi everyone! It's me, Tora Hyman, and I am not here alone. Guess who we have? April Fresh!
Hi.
Oh my, first of all, look at us. Look
Look
at
at us.
we are glamour.
We're very glamorous, right?
It's like we're going to a Hollywood movie premiere.
We are, and I didn't know what to put on, and I'm like, well, I was wearing this in the ad, so I might as well just put this on, right?
I love it. You're a girl who sticks to the marketing campaign.
I try.
April Fresh, everyone, right here, right there. There. It's so weird that it's backwards.
Completely.
We're coming to you from our living room. Where are you at, April?
I'm in my bedroom. Well, I'm in my office.
Oh, she fancy.
And I may or may not have pants on.
I'm wearing a full dress. I even have a little spank on for you.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
But I did not shave my legs for you tonight.
That's fine. I don't think you should. I like them hairy.
Oh, if I had a nickel.
If I had a nickel. Let's see. Oh, and there's people watching, and there's comments and everything. Oh, we're doing good.
We are streaming, if you didn't know, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch.
So I would like to, at this time, this is when you need to share it on your social media. All of you people that are watching, share it on your social media, on your Facebook, on whatever platform you have, to be honest, because the more people that get to see this, that's the more donations that we can make, and that's why we're here. We're here to raise money. Why are we here, Tora?
We're here to raise money for an amazing organization, one that, because of you, I finally know something about.
Exactly. I'm going to start out by saying none of this would be possible without my friends, Alexis and Jose. They kind of really put this together. They are volunteers / interns for the LGBTQ Museum, which we're going to get to in just a second. But it was pretty cool because of these online shows we do. That's really how I met them in the very beginning of quarantine. And now we're like really good friends, and they're awesome guys, and it's an awesome organization. I have the mission statement. Should I read it?
Yes, let's learn all about the mission of the LGBTQ.
The reason we're here, this is any money that is donated tonight via the, down here you see the PayPal and the Venmo. All is going to go to the Central Florida LGBTQ Museum. You can find out information about them at www.floridalgbtqmuseum.org. That is their website. And then their mission statement on their website is this: the mission of the LGBTQ History Museum of Central Florida is to collect, preserve, and exhibit the history of gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender community in Central Florida. We are dedicated to collecting and preserving memorabilia, providing a documentary record for research, and displaying with pride that community's social and historical contributions, so our legacy will always be remembered. Pretty cool. I know a lot of the New York and the LA are certainly going to have a big history museum, but I think Central Florida, it's nice that we have one.
It's nice because you don't think about that. I mean, we're not the big city. We're a big city, but we're not the big cities. And it's kind of nice that hopefully our legacies and the people who came before us and the people who will come after us, their legacies will always be remembered.
Exactly. So what are we going to do for you? We're going to perform in a little bit. I think we've got some other clips that Tora is masterminding this and running the StreamYard. Is it StreamYard or YardStream? I never know. StreamYard.
StreamYard.
So she's in mission control, but I think you have a couple of video clips from the people at the museum. Is that true?
I do. I have two doctors, and we're going to get to meet them back to back. So are you ready to meet the doctors, April?
I'm ready if you are.
Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name is Rose Weiler. I'm the treasurer for the LGBTQ History Museum of Central Florida. I'm here to talk about why you should contribute to the work of the museum and how your contributions will be used. Our mission is to collect and preserve the history of our community and to educate others so that we can honor those activists who have gone before us and provide inspiration for future generations who need to continue our fight for civil rights and justice. One of the ways we do this is through our digital collection of more than 10,000 images donated by people just like you. We are currently moving this collection to a new database and website to make it more accessible. Doing so requires a great deal of cleanup and research. We also have a mobile museum. We create physical and digital exhibits that tell the stories of our community. We are a completely volunteer organization. We have no paid staff. Your donations will be used to pay students and researchers doing data cleanup for our digital collection and help us create exhibits interpreting our past and to house our physical collection. In the past, our history has not been taught in our families or in our schools. Sharing it with the public is an important way we continue the legacy of those who have gone before us. I encourage you to give as much as you can to support our work. And I thank you in advance for your generosity.
Hello and welcome. My name is Martha Brinkle, and I am the president of the LGBTQ Museum of Central Florida, and we have been in operation for 15 years and have made quite a few changes to how we do things, but we are still here to collect the historical artifacts of the gay community in Central Florida from Tampa to Daytona. And right now, we are making a concerted effort to collect artifacts and oral histories from people of color, from the trans community, and also from lesbians of color. We do this because this is not a history that you can learn in school, and it's not a history that your family's going to teach you either. And yet, those young people coming up need to know, and they need to know about the struggles and the pain and what many of us have been through so that our lives are better now. I don't think we can ever disregard the importance of our history to the young people who need to learn this. And they need to know more than just the big landmark historical events like Stonewall. They need to know our regional history. They need the history from where they live, because that is just as important. So thank you for listening. Bye.
I mean, I'm motivated to do it.
Yeah, that was awesome. I love that. I can't believe it's been around 15 years. That's crazy.
15 years, had no idea. That's what's wrong. We need to, and I love that we're doing this to get the voice out there that people need to learn.
Exactly why we're here. You know, of course, it's a fundraiser, and every single dollar, even if it's only $1, it's all that, you know, it's all you can do, and that's fine. But what's really cool about this platform that we're on now is people are going to know about the museum, so it's going to raise awareness, which is even more important.
It's true.
I'm super excited.
And if you're not watching this live, we're filming this right after Thanksgiving. This is going to live forever on YouTube and on Twitch, hopefully Facebook. So please share this with your friends. Get this word out that we need to donate and support this organization.
And even if you're not watching it live, you can still donate.
Wait, should we go to the comments and see what people are saying?
We should.
Okay, let's do it. Douglas gave us hearts.
I love hearts.
Aaron.
I love Aaron's comment because he acknowledges that we are beautiful ladies. Thank you. Thank you, Aaron, and we miss you too.
He's been drinking, April. He's been drinking.
Well, speaking of drinking.
Oh, look at that tumbler.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cute April Fresh tumbler.
Well, you know how I roll.
I'll set us black hearts, which I believe is still a good thing.
That is a good thing.
Okay.
Now,
go ahead. What were you
they sent me some trivia, some Central Florida LGBTQ trivia. Should we read some of that?
We should. Now, I have to admit, I've been pretty busy. So, should we play with the people in the comments and myself because I didn't even look at it? I want you to stump me and see if I can do it.
Okay, I'm going to stump you because there's pages and pages. I'm going to narrow it down a little bit and hit some high points, especially about the things that I actually know a little something about.
I'm nervous. I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous. Okay, in what year was the Palace Club open and who opened it? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Bill Miller and Mike Hodge opened it, and they were later the owners of Parliament House. But what year do you think that was?
What year? So later? Oh gosh. Oh, I'm gonna say in the 60s, 1960s.
1969.
Oh, I was gonna say 1970.
Yep, yes, exactly. Pretty cool, right?
Trying to line up my gay history and figure out, like, you know.
Well, before Parliament House, what bar did Bill Miller and Mike Hodge create that was considered the first real gay bar? Now that I'm just going to tell you the answer to because you won't know, but it was because it was a million years ago. It was called the Diamond Head.
Where was that?
I don't know exactly where it is. However, I know we could find that probably at the LGBTQ Museum website. However, I do recall stories of Miss P, local legend. I think that's where she started working. And then they brought her to Parliament House later on.
What?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Exactly. So, okay, maybe you'll know this. What was the official date that Parliament House Orlando was reopened under Mike Hodge and Bill Miller? So it was actually the Parliament House prior, but it was not a gay bar. So they're the ones that bought it and turned it into what it then later became. So what year do you think that would be?
In the late 70s?
Mid 70s.
Okay.
May 1st, 1975.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. So 45 years. Crazy, right?
That is crazy. How long did you work there?
I worked there I was almost to my 25th year.
No.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
Especially when you consider how young I am.
I know. I was like, you're only 26.
Exactly. So I started when I was 2.
Someone's got to clean.
Yep, something like that. Let's see. Okay, now here's a Tampa question. And again, you might not know this, but that's okay. That's why we're here, for a little education, right?
Teaching the children.
What gay bar opened in Tampa, also by Bill Miller in 1976, and what was the former location originally? I can just tell you, it was the El Goya Lounge. Former location was the historic, I'm going to mess up this pronunciation, Las Novedades. If I say it fast, it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. It was a restaurant in Ybor City. But then it later became Trex, Tampa, and then after that it was the Pleasure Dome. So I had been there in both of those two incarnations. And if memory serves, Miss Vicky, who was a bartender at Parliament House for years and years and years, she worked over at El Goya in Tampa, and then they brought her over to Orlando, and 40-something years later, here she is still.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So much. There's so much detail to like every person you met, like at the Parliament House, for instance.
Absolutely. There's a lot of history there alone, Let's see. What else do we have? Okay. So did you ever get to see Miss P, Tora?
No, that's something that I am really saddened by. I never did.
There is a documentary. It might be on YouTube, and it's I'll have to do some research, but
legend.
It's pretty great. But yes, she was indeed a legend. And there was one year where at Parliament House, they flew her in from a helicopter over the lake, down in the courtyard. And she landed and went up onto the stage and started her show. Do we know what time of year do you think that was?
New Year's?
It was New Year's. It was
Yeah.
New Year's Eve of 1999 going into 2000. And instead of dropping the ball, they're going to drop Miss P. It was incredible.
That's the drag queen that I aspire to be.
Exactly. Now, a little backstory, because I was there. They had just redone the courtyard. You know, the courtyard at Parliament House, you used to be able to drive through. And you would drive through one way and go out the other way. But when Don and Susan took over, they wanted to make that a courtyard. They saw the potential that that had, and they did all this landscaping. Well, they had just laid down all this mulch and all the little, flower beds. So as the helicopter comes in and the blades are turning, the mulch is flying around, and they're so excited to see Miss P come down, but then they're also screaming and ducking from the mulch. So it was kind of it was surreal. It was incredible though, and I was thrilled to have been part of that.
I wish smartphones had been around then so we can see that.
Exactly. There are on the website some photos, but yeah, I know what if only we had the technology then.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's tons of trivia, and we're not going to go over all of it, but we are going to, still on subject of Parliament House, what was the date of the Parliament House last dance?
I do know that one because that was a tough weekend.
Yes.
I got to do the last brunch with you.
Yeah.
Knowing that it was the last brunch there at that time. But the last day that it was open, you bartended November 1st.
Yep. Yep. So just 3 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, it was a very bittersweet day, happy and sad and excited to see everybody, but very emotional. So
what was it like working that? Because you were the last bartender, right?
Yeah, I worked there the last night, and it was surreal. There was no we're in this stupid pandemic. However, and people were being safe and they had their masks and all that, but still there were people that, even though they might not want to go out in a pandemic, they're like, I can't not go out for this last day. It was awesome. So very special time.
Yeah, the P House is always, it's always going to be a huge part of my life. That's where I came to Gay Days and saw Darcel and Addison, didn't know who they were. And then cut to years later, Gidget Galore hired me to do a show there. You hired me to do gigs there. I will never, ever forget. Because that was kind of the birth of Tora.
And I kind of, it's still so new and so bittersweet, but down the road, boy, is that going to be an important part of history in general. But we were there. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's so crazy. It's so sad, but I'm so glad I get to be there.
Exactly. Me too. So speaking of Gay Days, this is an Orlando question. When did Gay Days at Disney start? What was the first year? Do you know?
Was it? Oh wait, the original. Oh, not like the. Okay. I see what you're doing. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's been a long time because I know there's like the official Gay Days convention, and that's been going for like over 25 years, maybe. But I know it was years prior, so maybe the. I'm gonna say 70. No, in 1980.
Later. Well, according to this sheet, anyway, it says, when did Gay Days at Disney start? June of 1991.
I wonder if that's the official, like Gay Days.
That might have been the first time it was official.
Yes, because I know people. Like, it started with
gays taking over.
Exactly. Because it wasn't like a small group of friends who like wore red shirts and went.
I believe so. That sounds accurate. And it's think about Gay Days at Disney. That's something that's always been around, for us anyway. And not this past year.
Weird.
Crazy times. But
this year has made me really realize like what is important to our community, especially the gay community, are the things we're missing. P House, one of them, Gay Days, all these things that we do, the Pride Parade. you know, it's so.
Well, that's a good segment transition. When let's see, when did Orlando celebrate its first official Pride Parade?
Ooh. I'm gonna say. Oh, I hope I'm not wrong. 2004.
No, I believe it was the same year as Gay Days, 1991.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Yeah. Now I'm sure it wasn't then what it grew to be.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
massive.
yeah, it's insane.
So
This year,
cool.
not so much for obvious reasons, but the past few prior years, it's just insane. It's crazy.
It's one of my favorite days in the city.
Not gonna lie, I agree. And that it'll actually be sad not to be on the back of a Parliament House pickup truck going forward, but I'm sure I'll be involved in some way.
You'll have your own float.
There we go. There we go. It is I am glad they moved Pride from June to October because the weather is much better, especially when you're in high horse drag in the middle of the afternoon.
It's still very hot though in October.
Exactly. Yeah, it is. It is. So here's another question. You know, right now we're blessed. We have lots of HIV organizations out there, but this is one that I remember fondly. What does Centaur stand for, and what services begin to provide in the 80s?
I have no idea. I've never heard of
Centaur,
it.
it was the location that I was familiar with was right up here on 50, near Orange Blossom Trail, and it was let's see, Central Florida AIDS Unified Resources, which is a supportive service to persons with HIV and AIDS. You know, and if it started in the 80s, I know they did a lot of good work. And fun fact about me, you're welcome, everybody. Very, very late in the 90s, I may or may not have gotten arrested for something. And Centaur is where I did my community service. You're welcome. But yeah,
I'm gagged.
I believe it's in the location now where Miracle of Love is.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like a big old house that they've converted and stuff. But yeah, it's wonderful that there's so many of these organizations out there. Speaking of these organizations, what was the first LGBTQ and multi-service organization in Central Florida, and who did they merge with in 1989?
Oh. Is that the Miracle one? Miracle of Love?
This is the hint is it still exists and is located on Mills Avenue. It is the Gay Social Service, or now known as the Center.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. The
Yeah,
Center.
pretty cool, right over there
I love
on.
our center. It is beautiful.
Exactly. And then this is I think we've only got a couple more trivia questions. Who was the co-founder of the LGBT History Museum?
I don't know.
It's David Bain. I know that's an important name when you know about local Orlando history. And I know who he is very well. But that's somebody you should get to know if for all of you people out there, if you don't know who that is. But the last question, no, two more questions. When was same-sex marriage legal in the state of Florida?
Oh, okay. I lived here, I think, at the time. Maybe not.
I think you did.
I think I did. So 2012?
15. January 6th, 2015.
Okay, wow. Gosh, that took forever.
It did. It did, but on the other hand, I wasn't sure that it would ever happen in our lifetimes, and it did. So, and the final, and I think most important question, and I think you know the answer to this.
I'm nervous.
Who are the two most beautiful and talented drag performers in Orlando?
Oh, that's easy. Gidget Galore and Ginger Minge. Just kidding. It's us. It's Tora, Himan, and April Fresh.
Correct. I mean, Ginger and Gidget are pretty great too, not gonna lie. But we're hostessing this, the answer is clearly Tora Hyman and April Fresh.
That's right.
Check us up on Instagram.
I put it right there at the bottom of the screen.
Perfect. I like it.
That's so fancy.
I like it. Let's see. Well, I hope you're all still out there sharing. I think it's time. Should we perform for the children?
I think we should. Now, I'm going to do a quick costume change.
Okay.
And you want to intro me?
Yeah, I'll intro you.
Go ahead.
Please, at this time, get your dollars ready. They're all going to the LGBTQ Museum of Central Florida. There's the, right there. That's where you're going to send it on Venmo or PayPal. Welcome to the stage, my co-host for tonight, the beautiful and talented Tora Hyman. Yeah.
That was a quick costume change. Sorry.
It was a quick costume change. Oh, it was awesome. I love that.
It
That's
was so
fun.
random. I was like, you know what? I really want to do this song because everyone does that song. And I was like, I want to do it differently. And I was like, I want to do it like, we'll all get through this one day and we'll come out of this and we'll look and we'll be better than before.
I also do that song, and I do it very differently. Have you got to see me do it yet?
No.
I'll let you know when it's time.
Oh, no, I'm nervous.
It's something. That's all.
I'm so excited.
But I think I'm thinking about doing a little Broadway ditty for the children tonight. I know you like Broadway, and I like Broadway, and I'm wearing Razzle Dazzle, so I feel like I think that's what we're gonna do tonight.
I think so. I'm gonna leave the stage and it's yours. How's that?
Why don't you bring me on?
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me remove you first. 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those in between. Guess what? It's time for like this lady who I met, JK. She is one of the most amazing drag queens in Central Florida and the world. She is the one, the only.
April Fresh. Let's hope the sound. Tora, if this sound doesn't work, then just kick me out and we'll start it over. But I think we're going to do it. A little Sweet Charity, I think. Some Gwen Verdon. Here we go.
If they could see me now, that little gang of mine, I'm eating fancy chow and drinking fancy wine. I'd like those scumbo bums to see for a fact the kind of top drawer, first rate chums I attract. All I can say is, wow, we look at where I am. Tonight I landed, pow, right in a pot of jam. What a setup, holy cow, they'd never believe it if my friends could see me now. If they could see me now, my little dusty group, traipsing around this $1 million chicken coop, I'd hear those thrift shop cats say, brother, get her draped on a bedspread made from 3 kinds of fur. All I can say is, wow, wait till the riff and raff see just exactly how he signed his autograph. Oh, what a build-up, holy cow, they'd never believe it if my friends could see me now. If they could see me now, alone with Mr. B, who's waiting on me like he was a maitre d'. I hear my body saying, crazy, what gives? Tonight she's living like the other half lives. To think the highest brow, which I must say is he, should pick the lowest brow, which there's no doubt is me. What a step up, holy cow, they'd never believe it if my friends could see me now. They'd never believe it. They'd never believe it if my friends could see me now. Hi girls, it's me, Charity.
Encore! I was dancing and laughing so hard.
Good. I realized when you're on stage, it's one thing and you can kind of dance around a little bit. But when you're just sitting in your chair, I'm like, oh, thank God my fan is here.
I have never laughed harder than when you did the chairography.
Yeah, well, it's important.
This is my new favorite thing, that drag queens in rolling chairs. I think that's the new thing.
I think so too. Sadly, it's true though. Oh goodness. Well, let's see. Is that it? Is that a wrap?
It's kind of it. Yeah. Don't forget, donate now, please. The links are right there. Excuse me, PayPal and Venmo. Do it now.
And remember, you can share this. You can watch this later. Anybody that hasn't seen it that you feel like should see it, just go ahead and copy and paste and tag them in it.
Yeah. And it's the season of giving and sending love. And let's look out for our community, our history, as well as our future. So now is the perfect time to save something like that.
Absolutely. Well, then I guess on behalf of Tora Himan, I did it right, Tora Himan and myself, April Fresh, thank you so much for tuning in. Whether you're in Orlando or anywhere in the world, of course, we want you to support our LGBT history, but we also want you to support yours as well. So get out there, because that, like they said, this isn't something you're going to learn in the history books. Our job to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what drag queens do. That's what we're supposed to do. Besides put on a great show, is teach the children. So we're teaching the children.
That's what we're trying anyway. Right. So thank you so much. And you all have a great day and great night.
Happy holidays.
Bye.